At Manhattan University, a graduate degree is not out of reach. You'll gain real-world skills, credentials employers value, and connections to New York City's top companies. Choose from their new Master of Science degrees in Healthcare Informatics, Digital Marketing and Analytics, Business Analytics, or Financial Analytics, all built around hands-on learning and industry partnerships. Graduate ready to lead, not just work. Take the next step at manhattan.edu/graduate. Manhattan University. Lead the future.
Excuse me! Taxi!
Come on, what are you doing? This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Folks, there is no other way to say this. I am too old for this. They say in your career, never go backwards. But it may have to come down to doing this show, this program you're listening to right now, at least one day a week from City Hall in New York City to keep a close eye on this mayor. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach me live, 800-848-9222. I don't want to return to the days of arguing with mayors of New York City, but somebody in the media has got to hold Mamdani responsible and accountable. It's not happening right now. The men who brought the explosives to New York City in terms of the protest said they were inspired by ISIS, according to federal authorities. So, Dominic, what are you talking about? Mamdani is not even facing basic questions. So, for example, just right off the top of my head, I haven't had time to prepare these questions, but Mr. Mayor, I note with great interest you referred to one side of Saturday's protest as being organized by a white supremacist. But you have not condemned, Mr. Mayor, the two men accused of bringing the weapons of mass destruction. Another question. Mr. Mayor, after your wife, then a private citizen, liked on social media those comments doubting whether women were actually raped by Hamas October 7th, Mr. Mayor, have you told your wife that her actions were highly inappropriate? Mr. Mayor, should your wife apologize to the city of New York? Mr. Mayor, as mayor, what would you say now if one of those women that was raped in Israel was in front of you right now? Mr. Mayor, what do you think your wife would say, woman to woman? Would she apologize to that woman? These are all very basic questions. I don't know what they're putting in the water to make today's journalists. What happens when you're part of the City Hall press corps? You become enamored, if you will, if you're not strong, by the person that you're covering because they become larger than life, the mayor. But you're not there to kiss Mamdani's you-know-what. You're there on behalf of the people of this city and the country to hold the mayor accountable. Why are you not doing your job? You're asking him all these bubblegum softball questions. Even when you ask him a tough question, you frame it in a way where you give him an out. I may have to do this show one day a week from City Hall. Somebody has got to hold Mamdani accountable. The police commissioner with the mayor at a news conference this morning.
I can confirm this morning that this is being investigated as an act of ISIS-inspired terrorism. I can also provide some additional information building on my remarks from Saturday evening. At that time, we were beginning to conduct preliminary analysis of two devices that were ignited and deployed earlier that day, one in a crosswalk on East End Avenue and East 87th Street, and the other on the west side of East End Avenue between East 86th and East 87th Streets. That testing was performed by the NYPD's bomb squad and FBI special agent bomb technicians in consultation with an FBI chemist. Preliminary test results determined that these were not hoax devices nor smoke bombs. They were improvised explosive devices that could have caused serious injury or death. Part of our initial investigation was to determine what energetic substance, if any, was used in the two devices, and our analysis showed that one of the devices deployed by the subjects contained the substance triacetone triperoxide, known as TATP. Now, TATP is a dangerous and highly volatile homemade explosive that has been used in IED attacks around the world. Our bomb squad then rendered safe both devices.
I may have to go back to City Hall, and I don't want to do it. I may have to go back at least one day a week. Nobody is holding this mayor accountable. This from CBS News.
ISIS-inspired terrorism. That is what the New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch just said here in front of Gracie Mansion, the official residence of Mayor Zoran Mamdani. She was talking about an incident involving two people who had explosive devices in front of the residence at a protest on Saturday. More information is expected to come this afternoon from a complaint, but they were very clear this was not a hoax. They said these devices could have seriously injured or even caused death. Officials say the devices contain triacetone triperoxide, also known as TATP, and said is a homemade explosive that's used worldwide. New York City has been on a heightened state of alert since the conflict in Iran.
And so the name Nick Shirley, remember that name? He's the young man who, frankly, is a much better journalist right now than the entire New York City Hall press corps. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. They're not asking Mamdani anything. How do you let his wife like these social media comments and you let him make a basic statement about that's the love of my life, and you let him get away with it, and that's the end of the story? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? And you call that reporting? Wow. Nick Shirley, the guy that exposed all the corruption in Minnesota, well, guess where he happens to be right now? In New York City, down at Canal Street, where they sell all of that counterfeit goods and services and so on. Even Nick Shirley is talking about the double standard from this mayor.
So today here in New York City, the mayor Zoran Mamdani called protester Jake Lang a white supremacist, but he failed to mention that the two men who threw literal bombs at him are two Muslims, and he didn't even call them terrorists. He actually didn't even condemn that. But meanwhile, here in New York City, you also have all these people. This is the famous Canal Street. And look, now they start freaking out because I put a camera on their face. But they sell all this stuff, counterfeit goods. Meanwhile, all this madness is happening here in New York City. Nothing ever gets solved. They let criminals do whatever. Whether you say this is criminal or not, it is. They're selling fraudulent goods, not paying taxes on it. Meanwhile, you're working hard right now. But these guys are able to make loads of cash.
And so that's Nick Shirley from down at Canal Street. So Mamdani at the news conference, here's a bit of what the mayor had to say today.
Many of the counter-protesters met this display of bigotry peacefully, with a vision of a city that is welcoming to all. But a few did not. Two men, Amir Balat and Ibrahim Qayyumi, traveled from Pennsylvania and attempted to bring violence to New York City. They are suspected of coming here to commit an act of terrorism.
But, Mr. Mayor, why are you not condemning this? Why? You point to white supremacy with the first guy, but you don't say, it's like poof, it doesn't exist. Here's more of the mayor.
I'm the first Muslim mayor of our city. Anti-Muslim bigotry is nothing new to me, nor is it anything new for the 1 million or so Muslim New Yorkers who know this city as our home. While I found this protest appalling, I will not waver in my belief that it should be allowed to happen. Ours is a free society where the right to peaceful protest is sacred. It does not belong only to those we agree with. It belongs to everyone.
This mayor, there's no other way to say this, is disgusting. He keeps talking about white supremacy and the fact that the alleged white supremacist, the Jake guy, was the one that came to Gracie Mansion with the news conference. Okay, fine. But why are you not condemning the guys that came with the bombs? Why is that, Mr. Mayor?
This is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.